Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot, Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the
rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or
ProAg in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot, Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to...
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm.
ProAg in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-together. Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place. Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit.
Okay, check, check, check. 1 2. Check 1 2. Check, check, check. 1 2. 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Metcalf was able to hold that, but they stayed with the puck back behind the net. Blue got it, took a chance out in front to Zeal with a tap in that will score. Parks out of the shotgun, takes the snap, stepping, looking, back shoulder fade to Mackey, and he catches it for a Red River touchdown.
It's time for the best in local sports coverage with KNOX Live Sports and News Radio 1310 KNOX.
Puck goes free to the high slot, picked up Lovejoy, wrister, and he scores. Reardon working right side, defended the entire way. A stop by Dookie. She looks into J.C. Reardon. The high-low is there.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Live Sports, presented by Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales.
Off to the right, down to the doorstep. Hoganson, a backhander, he scores. What a play for Griffin Hoganson.
Let's go live to tonight's presentation.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you here tonight to Cushman Field. Welcome back to the football stadium. That is now the soccer stadium tonight as we get set for our coverage of high school soccer on the Rivard's Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports tonight. Ryan Cunningham with you here from Cushman this evening. It is the start of our coverage of high school girls soccer for the fall, and that means it's also the Eastern Dakota Conference opener. And tonight, a couple of teams that are looking for pretty good runs towards the postseason will lock up in a very early matchup, and it might be one of the only matchups that we get in for the entire first week. Last week of March, first week of April, due to the impending winter weather that's on its way to toward us for Thursday, and then again on Friday, and then maybe again on Saturday. So let's enjoy this one while we have the opportunity. Grand Forks Red Rivers at home to take on West Fargo Cheyenne tonight. The Rough Riders, great state tournament run a year ago, and a lot of returning players. This is a Rough Rider team that they are very excited about with the amount of youth that they had a year ago and the amount of all tournament selections that they had, or I should say rather all conference selections that they had. But this West Fargo Cheyenne Mustang team looking to take a jump from where they were last year. Bottom half of the Eastern Dakota Conference, but with a lot of returning talent as well. And they have opened up the season very strongly. They're 3-0 coming into the night. They scored 11 goals in their first three matchups. And so they've been an offensive-minded team, and they're certainly on a roll. And they're going to take on a Red River team that is 1-0 on the season after defeating Jamestown by a score of 5-2. So we should have a good matchup for you here tonight at Cushman Field. We're looking forward to bringing you to it. Our coverage is brought to you tonight by Rivard's Turf and Forage, a premium seed dealer in Grand Forks. You can find them online at rivards.com. And our coverage tonight brought to you by Grand Trailer Sales. They are your home for all things trailer in East Grand Forks. We got a lot to do on the pregame report. We will dive into where we're at as far as the start of matches for these teams and the crossovers that they played that were non-conference in affiliation. But we'll run down the standings of the teams as we come into the opener of conference soccer tonight. We'll also take a look at a couple of these players that are going to make this one worth watching here tonight. We'll dive into that with our tools for the game. And we'll get ready for our starting lineups in soccer coming up here tonight with the 7 o'clock kickoff time here at Cushman Field. We should have a fun matchup for you tonight. We're glad you joined us for it tonight. It's Grand Forks Red River and West Fargo Cheyenne, the Rough Riders and the Mustangs tonight on the Rivard's Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
ProAg in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything ProAg has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our number one.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job. If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
This is the KNOX pregame show, brought to you by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you, and Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Radio, KNOX Live Sports tonight from Cushman Field here in Grand Forks, where we are dealing with temperatures that are really chilly. I mean, you've got to respect the ladies that are going to go out there and play this game tonight, because they end up playing in some situations where it's not always fun to be on the field. We've got sunshine here tonight, which is kind of the nice part of all of this, but beyond the sunshine, you would not know that this is a spring sport tonight with the weather that we're dealing with here this evening. 31 degrees right now. We'll probably have a kickoff that'll be right around 30. We're below freezing as we get ready to open up the Eastern Dakota Conference soccer season tonight. And tonight, Grand Forks Red River will host West Fargo Cheyenne. We bring it to you on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports. Ryan Cunningham with you this evening. Cooper Freegee will have our videography work for you here tonight at Cushman Field. And as we mentioned, two teams that are expected to do some big things when it comes down to EDC soccer this year and probably compete for some of the top spots that the East Region will have, sending teams on to the state tournament. And we're going to see it here on the 31st of March, which means it's going to come early in the season. Of course, you play home and home, so there'll be another one of these, but that'll be down at West Fargo Cheyenne. Tonight we're playing here in Grand Forks. Our pregame report brought to you tonight by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. And brought to you tonight by True North Equipment. True to your values and ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. Let's dive into Drive for the Title that we have for you this evening. And we'll give you a look at what's happened so far as it regards the non-conference season. And as you can see on your screen tonight, West Fargo Cheyenne has been the preeminent performer, if you will, out of the East Region in the non-conference season. A perfect 3-0-0 record, and it's not just a 3-0-0 record. This team stormed out to that 3-0-0 record, scoring 11 goals in their first 3 games, couple of goals with 4, rather games with 4, one match with 3 goals. They've been very balanced in the way that they've done it throughout the course of the year. They've had plenty of weapons, and we'll talk more about those weapons coming up a little bit later on in our pregame report. But 3 wins for West Fargo Cheyenne, and then Grand Forks Red River and Fargo South have started the season with victories. Red River's 1-0 after a 5-2 win over Jamestown, and Fargo South with a 1-0 record as well. North starts with a loss, Davies with a loss and a draw, and Grand Forks Central with a draw. And we've got 3 matchups in the Eastern Dakota Conference tonight. Central's down at West Fargo this evening, and Fargo North is at Fargo Shanley. And it sounds like the North girls athletes are expected to be pretty good this year, so we'll see what North and Shanley have in store for what could be a pretty excellent match tonight at Fargo Shanley. And then, of course, this one, we're talking about a pretty good soccer matchup tonight. This one is expected to be a couple of heavyweights in the East Region duking it out tonight, and you can see why. West Fargo Cheyenne with a 3-0 record, and Red River spotless to start the season as well. Couple of offensive-minded teams. Red River with 5 goals in their first game this season, and Cheyenne scoring 11 in their first 3 matchups this season. So, yeah, we're expecting a good one tonight. We're glad that we have you along for the ride here tonight at Cushman Field, and that's a look at Drive for the Title that we have for you this evening. We got more coming up on our pregame report. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the players to watch in this one and give you a rundown of the, high scorers and high, I guess you could say high rollers that we've had so far for both of these teams this year. So stay with us. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. As we continue our pregame report from Cushman Field tonight, it's Grand Forks, Red River, and West Fargo Cheyenne on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto in Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick six for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on pick six, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap, rap. Pick six meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
This is the KNOX pregame show. Brought to you by True North Equipment. True to your values, driven by you. And Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Radio tonight from Cushman Field here in Grand Forks, where we are set for the Eastern Dakota Conference soccer opener tonight. It'll be Grand Forks, Red River, and West Fargo Cheyenne that do battle. And again, we are set for what should be a heavyweight fight very early in the season. Pre-game report tonight brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel and True North Equipment, true to your values and ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. Well, let's take a look at the players to watch in this one tonight with our tools for the game this evening. And our tools for the game are brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Logan Karski, your agent in Grand Forks, brand new to the area and from Dickinson, and has had a great time setting up the agency in Grand Forks and being a sponsor of our tools for the game throughout the course of the year. Whether you're looking for protection for home, auto, life, health, farm, or business, he can come up with a game plan to protect what needs protecting for you. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Logan Karski Agency, bringing you our tools for the game tonight. So, as we mentioned with West Fargo Cheyenne, they have had plenty of balance this year. Lots of performers. They returned just one all-conference player from a year ago, and that's Tenley McMenemy, who was all-conference a year ago, and you can see why. They scored 11 goals in those first three matches. 3 of them came from McMenemy, and she tacked on an assist as well. Ella Engelking with 2 goals and an assist, and Kaylee Gaffney with 3 points on the season as well, a goal and 2 assists, the leading scorers after those first 3 matches for West Fargo Cheyenne. For Red River, Taylor Hodney. She has become just one of the fabulous girls athletes to watch at Grand Forks Red River. Had a great basketball season again this year, but was an absolute dominating player last year in the East Region in soccer. Reagan Hodney, also an all-EDC player a year ago, and Addison Cunnerva made the All-EDC team a year ago as well. Taylor Hodney with 2 goals and 2 assists to lead the scoring for the Rough Riders against Jamestown to start the season in their lone non-conference victory. And that is a look at what we have as our players to watch for this evening with our tools for the game, brought to you by Logan Karski, your State Farm insurance agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We'll take a break in our pregame report. When we come back, we'll take a look at our starting lineups and also our keys for the matchup that we have for you tonight. Our national anthem getting ready here as well. So stay with us as we continue our coverage of high school soccer. Grand Forks Red River and West Fargo Cheyenne on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Radio.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks. Gear up for ski season or hit the trails on a fat tire bike. At the Ski and Bike Shop, we offer top brands, ski and snowboard service, and everything you need for cold weather fun. The Ski and Bike Shop in Grand Forks, where your next adventure begins.
This is the KNOX pregame show, brought to you by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you, and Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports tonight from Cushman Field in Grand Forks, where we're set for a big one in the Eastern Dakota Conference opener tonight. Grand Forks Red River will take on West Fargo Cheyenne here at Cushman Field. Glad to have you along for our coverage this evening with our pregame report brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel, and brought to you by True North Equipment. True to your values and ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. Let's take a look at our keys for the game this evening tonight. They're brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. And camp season is right around the corner. Like next week, we start getting into youth camps already. So it's time to get those skates resharpened at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. And if there's a piece of equipment you're looking to add, they'll have all of the equipment you're looking for. When you're outfitting that hockey player, you've got them at Jarrell's. For both of these teams, being aware of the other team's depth is going to be important. There are a lot of players on both teams that can strike this soccer ball and do something when it comes down to offense. For West Fargo Cheyenne, midfield play is going to be a big key against Red River's forwards tonight. Red River's going to have a little bit more downfield pressure probably, and so West Fargo Cheyenne's going to want to control things in the midfield. for Red River, it's going to be about getting their forwards involved. They've got some great players up front, and they're going to have to be active in order to get this thing done tonight. And those are the keys to the game this evening, brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. We'll run you through our starting lineups that we have for you this evening. Our starting lineups tonight are brought to you by Acme Equipment and Acme Tools. They're your Kubota dealers with a full line of Kubota products to help you do your very best work. And you can find their Kubota products across from Simplot on Gateway and Grand Forks, scissor lifts, skid steer loaders, whatever you're looking for, they have you covered with their Kubota products. And also, their main tool stop is open on South Washington and Grand Forks, North Washington and Grand Forks, just a couple of blocks south of Gateway. And whether you're looking for a power tool of any make or model or service, you can get those working in fully functional order again with their main tool stop. And again, Acme Equipment and Acme Tools bringing you our starting lineups this evening, as we'll see the goal keep for West Fargo Cheyenne run down a ball to get things started tonight. For the Mustangs, the starting goal keep is Haley Hoff, a junior. Starting defenders are Lennon Lindback, a junior, Della Vogley, a junior, and also Ryan Fell, a freshman, and Bryn Samarawira, who is an 8th grader. The midfielders tonight are Caitlin Daggett, a freshman, Tenley McMenemy, a senior, and Lily Engelking, a freshman. Also at midfield to be Olivia Anderson, Anderson, a junior. And the starting forwards tonight, Simone Bailey, a junior, and Kaylee Gaffney, a junior, in the lineup tonight as a forward as well. For West Fargo Cheyenne's Amir Vatras. For Grand Forks Red River tonight, the starting goalkeeper is Kiana Cruz. Starting defenders are Adley Smart, a freshman. Cruz, by the way, is a sophomore. Bria Miller starting as a defender, a senior. Michaela Peters will start on defense, a freshman. And Addison Cutterbutt, returning as an all-conference player from a year ago, a senior at defense. The midfielders are Reagan Hodney, a sophomore. Alexia Giannopoulos, a sophomore. And Lily Cameron, a senior, as we see a corner here from Grand Forks Red River that hits the side of the net. And starting at the forward spots, Taylor Hodney, a sophomore. Ella Bry, a freshman, starting at forward tonight as well for Grand Forks Red River. And the head coach for Grand Forks Red River is Brian Gutierrez. And that takes you through our starting lineups that we have for you this evening. Glad to have you with us as we pick up coverage of this matchup tonight as we make our way into minute number 2. And so far, Red River has had some pretty good forward pressure in this one, coming up with the initial corner. And the Riders have had this on the Cheyenne side of the field so far here tonight. And we'll see a throw-in coming up on the far side of the field. Mustangs trying to get this one under control back of their own end. Ryan Fell coming over to a ball on the right side and losing that one beyond the far boundary. And now Riders tighten up their throw-in a little bit deeper. Ball goes towards the midfield on the throw-in. They're looking for a run from Ella Bry to get to it, and Bry sends one towards the net, knocked away. And we'll see what Red River does with perhaps another corner here. It looks as though the Riders will send Alexia Giannopoulos over to take the corner for the Rough Riders. So a second opportunity to score for Grand Forks Red River on a set piece early. Giannopoulos will have some traffic out in front of the net. They spread a little bit. Giannopoulos' corner, good one. There was a chance just as it landed towards that right pipe. And an opportunity for the Riders to come up. They come up a little bit empty. Giannopoulos, a good corner kick that time, bending out towards the near side, and there was pressure on it, but the Riders could not quite get a ball on the foot of Addison Cutterbutt, who was the player that was closest to it. And the Mustangs will try to kick it out of their own end. Ball off towards the near sideline. A good battle there waged by Della Vogley, who's one of those defenders. Got it back to the midfield. That'll be an important part for the Mustangs tonight. McMenemy had a chance. And the Riders send it up quickly as a chase from Taylor Hodney. Expect big things from her all throughout the course tonight. Reese Rems trying to weave through some traffic. Back to her right foot. Shanked one off towards Hodney, but this will slide beyond the end line before Hodney could catch up to it. That's another good piece of offense for the Riders early. And right there was Hodney on it too. And those two players, we saw so many good things this year out of Reese Rems as a basketball player for the Rough Riders, and had really, really good athletic season for Grand Forks Red River, and now hoping to combine with some very good soccer players to have one more good run for the Rough Riders. As again, the Mustangs are pressured, trying to bring the ball out of their own end. Touch off the right side for Vogley, back towards the middle. Ball defended out beyond the near boundary. A lot of gloves out there tonight, even seeing some choppers out on the field this evening for the Mustangs. Vogeley's in choppers tonight. Some hands just withdrawn into the uniform, so everybody's doing their own thing here. Hodney trying to run away from some pressure. Put a move on the right side, trying to contain the ball along the boundary, using her back as a bit of a screen. Tried to make a makeshift corner out of it, and has a ball defended out of bounds. Another good play by Taylor Hodney on the right side. And we'll see another corner from Grand Forks Red River. And the Riders will have Adley Smart, I believe, over to take the corner here for the Riders. And the corner is away. This one a bit deeper, a header chance that comes up a bit strong for Hodney. Ball's run down right side of the field by Lily Cameron, but then Cameron can't hold on to control. That'll go beyond the boundary on the far side. Off of a Mustang. And Red River will have a throw in very near the corner. Thrown towards the middle, just enough of a chance there for Red River to pressure it. It ends up beyond the boundary again. And it looks like Red River's going to set up for another corner. Yeah, that's a tough play for Cheyenne, unable to get it out of their own end. And the Riders continue to pressure with some of these set pieces in the early going. So we'll see Alexa Giannopoulos on the far side for another corner. This one out a little bit deeper away from the goal, looking for some pressure from Hodney out on the boundary. And we turn back by Hodney, who makes a kick of it and sends it up and over the bar. And Cheyenne will have it back in their own end. Matchup into its 6th minute so far here tonight. Scoreless on the All-True scoreboard. And the Mustangs will have their goalkeeper, Haley Hoff, set to deal it out. This will roll beyond the far boundary, and again, Red River will take control. Cheyenne's had some problems controlling the ball when they've had it. They've really had a lot of pressure to deal with. Hodney turning one back towards the left edge, and the Mustangs are able to finally dislodge the ball back out to the middle. They go looking up the middle of the field for Gaffney, who's got scoring capability for the Mustangs. She tries to run it down, and this will just be defended out of bounds. Red River getting back defensively and just deciding to play for a little bit of help coming back into their own end. Adley Smart turned it away, and the Mustangs will throw in on the far sideline. Gaffney giving chase again, and we had a ball hit unofficial, but some contact out there that's going to give a free kick to the Rough Riders. So the Riders will free kick it away. Addison Cutterbug in her own end. We'll see the Riders spread out again throughout the midfield, not really gathering in any one place. Cutterbug sends it down the far line. This will be defended loose, and the battle's on to control a bounding ball out in the middle of the field. The Mustangs able to make a play of it, and this will be Ellie Engelking. And the ball will be defended out of bounds. Engelking was a late scratch out of the starting lineup, or at least so we were told by the Mustang coaching staff, but she's out there playing early tonight, so maybe able to go after all or something. But obviously there was some back and forth in that position between her and Olivia Anderson in that final spot in the starting lineup. Another ball defended out of bounds by Smart, and the Mustangs will throw in with Bryn Samarawira. Samarawira sends it towards the corner. And the Riders back trying to battle. It's knocked loose again, though, and Bogley will make a good crosser of it. The ball's loose out in front of the Red River net, and the Riders have to defend it out. Good pressure from Rems to try to keep this moving north-south, but there was a tenuous moment in front of Kiana Cruz as the Mustangs got one free. Now Hodney plays one free on her own and makes a dash down the left sideline. She'll run into scoring territory, makes a kick of it, and ends up being defended out with the foot of Hoff, the goalkeeper. Rems back on the left side, looking to get free. She'll make a low shot that's defended, deflected loose. Back off towards the left again, and a cross by Hodney trying to keep one in play. Giannopoulos pressures, but I believe they said that got beyond the back line. And so the Mustangs will have the opportunity to send the ball back up the field. Looks like Red River's sending in a new player. Maya Nicola, a sophomore, will come into the matchup. And we'll see a play back over to the far side. We may be seeing a change in the way that the field is oriented. I'm used to the benches being on the other side. The benches are here now, okay. Kick from the right side, defended loose. The shelters are out there as well to kind of keep players warm, which, I mean, obviously you like that, but That'll allow us to see the substitutions really well tonight because they'll be happening right in front of us as the match goes on. Ball played back to the midfield for Gaffney for Cheyenne. Gaffney has one deflected, but Ellie Engelking stays with it. Makes a long pass off towards the far side, and a good run again for the Mustangs through the midfield from Simone Bailey. It'll be defended out of bounds, but Bailey will throw in. So Bailey throws in, ball defended back towards the midfield. And a battle for control right in the middle of the field out in front of the Red River net. So come back towards the middle for Engelking. Engelking turns one towards the left. Defended loose by Michaela Peters for Grand Forks Red River. Ends up back in Red River's end, and this will be booted towards the goal where Kiana Cruz is able to go down and cover it up for the Rough Riders. So Cruz will kick it away. Back out to the middle of the field for Hodney. Again, the early minutes of this one dominated by Red River. 3 different corner kicks. They had a lot of pressure up front. But after the Mustangs got it out towards the midfield, they haven't really let it come back in their end. Ball beyond the near boundary. I believe they're ruling off of Hodney. Lennon Lindback was there as well, but this will be thrown in by Vogley for the Mustangs. Out in front to Engelking, trying to weave her way through traffic. Giannopoulos put a stop to it. And Giannopoulos with a long kick up the field, trying to make the pass to Reagan Hodney. Hodney trying to run free from a defender, got in. Now Hodney's got a chance to ball handle here in tight, put a lefty shot on. It was defended loose at the last moment. Engelking stepped in front of it, but Hodney got in on really tight range and had a chance to square up to the net. Just didn't get a good shot away. Ball back near side, and again, the Mustangs play it out with Gaffney going through the midfield. Riders back to cover defensively with Addison Cutterbutt. Off the near edge, Smart trying to stretch one down the sideline. This will be defended out of bounds off the near edge. It's actually Maya Nicola that was there trying to get a hold of it. And West Fargo Cheyenne throws in. They throw it in the midfield, but Ella Bry had a good chance to close on it, and the Mustangs will end up losing possession here after the throw-in was a bit awkward in front of Lily Engelking, and she couldn't quite recover. Match into its 12th minute. Scoreless on our all-true scoreboard. Ball thrown in towards Reese Rems. It'll be defended up the field by Reagan Hodney for the Riders, then knocked back out of bounds by Cheyenne. And we'll see another throw in coming in on the far side. Riders throw in. Hodney trying to peel away from some pressure. Ends up back to the Mustang defenders. Lennon Lindback, who's been active tonight, sends this one back to the middle of the field. And Giannopoulos was able to close on it for the Riders and turn the ball back over to Red River. Rems off the left side. Step back, now a step forward. Trying to dribble around Daggett, who's got pressure on the left side. Rems got it back out to Hodney. Good chance to square. Fires this one, trickles into the net. It's a score. Grand Forks Red River will come up with the opening goal tonight. They'll go up by a score of 1-0. And the goal will come in the 13th minute. And it's Hodney, as we expected, with an assist perhaps coming from Rems to make it a 1-0 lead in the matchup. Let's take a look at the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay, and you'll see exactly what Rems does here. Just gives it to Hodney, who's got a chance to square. Long-range shot that was deflected by Hoff, but it ends up trickling through, and Hodney's got the opening goal tonight, and that'll make it 1-0 in favor of Grand Forks Red River. And Taylor Hodney scores the goal, her third of the season. And that will push the lead. Reese Rems does get an assist. That'll push the lead to 1-0 rather, in favor of Grand Forks Red River. Nice play. And again, Hodney is going to factor into so many scoring opportunities for Red River this season. And you've seen tonight the Riders have made a very concerted effort to make sure she has a chance to play the ball in a lot of places, whether it's corner kicks that have been at her. In that situation, Rems just knew where she was and set her up in front of the net. And Hodney has an opportunity to kind of pick which spot she wants to attack to. Here a play from Giannopoulos, who's been very impressive tonight in the midfield. She'll send it off towards the right for Maya Nicola. This one rolls to the far edge. Good run from Rems, trying to put some pressure on it. The Mustangs will transition back with Caitlin Daggett. Daggett off to the right for Ryan Fell. Let's come back to the midfield. Hodney trying to track it down for Red River. Defended from her from Lennon Lindback. And Also some pressure there from Kylie Gaffney, who's back. Ball back out of the midfield again. Riders will send it with Adley Smart to the far edge. Rems trying to make a move around Daggett. Ball ends up down the boundary. Rems trying to track it in. Makes a crossing pass of it, trying to get some pressure from Ella Bry, who was in the midfield. Hodney got another shot away, it was deflected. Loose ball to the right, and Nicola was there and gets tripped up on her way in. And we'll see what the call's going to be here. We may see a penalty kick. There's a good play to the right for Red River, and Nicola was there and was going to have an opportunity to square up, and she got tripped hard in that situation. And so now we will see the opportunity for Red River to pad the lead with a scoring kick by way of a PK. And it will be Hodney that will take the penalty kick for Red River. Big opportunity for the Riders. Hodney sends it through. Just no chance to move from Haley Hoff whatsoever. Hodney puts one into the back of the net, and it's 2-0 Red River on the PK. The goal will come in the 14th minute. And Taylor Hodney scores her second goal of the night. Let's look at again the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. My apologies. We'll have to wait to bring that one to you until later in the matchup. Apologies for that one, folks, but we'll get those later coming up at halftime. We take a look at our replays. Still trying to work a couple of bugs out here to get restarted with the fall or with the spring season. And the Mustangs will kick off again, leading by a score, or rather trailing by a score of 2-0. So Red Rivers put some damage on the board early. And we'll see how Cheyenne responds to it as Olivia Anderson operates in the midfield. Ball will come back towards the right. And Giannopoulos trying to make a run of it through the midfield. Correction, not Giannopoulos, but Ella Bry. Bry's been active as a freshman here tonight. Ball goes back to the midfield here. A long run to get to it for Gaffney for West Fargo Cheyenne. Gaffney sending it out towards the left. Bria Miller for Red River trying to step around some pressure. Ball ends up beyond the far boundary. Collision there between Miller and Daggett. No correction, not Daggett, but rather Simone Bailey. And Bailey will throw it in for the Mustangs. Comes back to the middle of the field. One of the things the Riders have had the opportunity to do tonight when they've been loose is they've been able to maintain space. When they get the ball and they've been able to get into space, they've been able to continue to find some space to work with, and that's one of the reasons why they've had a lot of opportunity to put pressure on tonight. Riders will bring in Bringley Baseflug, a freshman. She'll come in off the bench. Throw in towards Hodney, trying to save one off the sideline. She could not. And the Mustangs will have a throw-in. Mustang throw-in will come in from Bryn Samarawira. And Red River looking to take control, but a good pick off the near side by Della Vogley. And Vogley sends one up the field, trying to find Kaylee Gaffney. Shot from a weird angle, and a nice save by Kiana Cruz. Cruz comes up, a little diving save to make that play. And 2-0 Red River on the lead as Cruz gets tested on that one. Mustangs coming back up the field. Gaffney in the middle of the field trying to get a long-range shot away. Works back towards the right with Simone Bailey. Then Bailey will lose control. And the Riders go looking up the field trying to find Taylor Hodney, who is in front of a handful of defenders trying to stay onside. She did. She comes to a stop, comes back to her right foot, fires. That one deflected out again. Another stop by Haley Hoff, a return shot right out high that time coming from Red River that gets stopped on the way through. That was Reagan Hodney that took the second attempt at it. Now Bria Miller up the field trying to pressure one towards the right corner. Cheyenne desperately looking for a defensive play to get it out of their own end, and they'll defend it beyond the near boundary from Tisa Bradenbach. So Red River, another good series of pressure plays, and Taylor Hodney will get an opportunity to step into the bench and take a breather as Red River will have Michaela Peters throwing the ball in. Defended loose momentarily by Rems. It'll float to the corner. The Riders will give some space. Mustangs trying to operate up the near sideline, looking for a chance to get it out of their own end. Another good stick by Red River's Ella Bry. Defending the ball loose, and some pressure from Rems coming over. A couple of moments ago on our American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay, you see the first real test of the night coming here against Kiana Cruz for Grand Forks Red River as Gaffney gets free and puts a shot on, and Cruz dives out in front of a ball to keep that one from going the other direction. Red River still leading 2-0 and nearly to the halfway point here in this opening half of play. We play into minute number 18. The Riders with 2 goals, one from Taylor Hodney in the 13th minute, and then a penalty kick for Taylor Hodney in the 14th minute to give Red River a 2-0 lead over West Fargo Sheyenne. And a fight that we expected to be kind of a heavyweight duel tonight. And so far, the Mustangs have had their scoring chances. We're going to have some contact out in the middle of the field. Free kick coming up for the Mustangs. Mustangs have had a couple of scoring chances, but Red River has just had a lot of forward pressure tonight. And we talked about that in our keys for the game tonight. We were taking a look at our keys of the game, brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Push the forward pressure for Grand Forks Red River. You could see that as one of the keys that we came up with, and they've been very successful doing that. Here is a low free kick from the Mustangs. They're able to get it into the traffic out in front of the net. It comes back high for Lily Engelking, and the Riders able to defend it back to midfield. Ryan Fell gets back to play it down. Ball ends up through traffic again. Bailey with a chance for the Mustangs. Headed back to the middle for Reese Rems, and Lily Engelking will get back into a play. Ball defended loose, though. Rems put a little body that time into Lennon Lindback, and Lindback's going to have an opportunity for a free kick for the Mustangs. Each team getting set to make some changes. Red River will have Alexia Giannopoulos coming back into the matchup here. Ball back up the field and a battle going on for it in front of the Red River net. Gaffney is overlooking to get control for the Mustangs. This will roll and end up beyond the far boundary. The Riders can't save it. And a quick throw in coming from Bailey. I think they wanted to stop for a substitution here, so Bailey's throw in will be negated. Giannopoulos back into the game for Red River. The Mustangs will send Tenley McMenemy back into the matchup. And Ellie Engelking will come back into the matchup as well. So Engelking and McMenemy back into the matchup. And a ball played out towards Kiana Cruz once again. And it's not like Cruz hasn't had to make some plays tonight for Grand Forks Red River. She makes one there. And the Riders leading 2-0, send it back out to midfield. Battle here, ball deflected beyond the boundary, and that will be last touch by Lily Cameron of Grand Forks Red River. Mustangs will throw in. Bryn Samara-Wira sent it back to midfield. She's got it back. Looking to make a crossing pass towards the middle of the field. And Reagan Hodney trying to step in and put some pressure on, and Hodney battles for control of the ball and is able to win it. Turns it back off towards the left. Play off the left side for Maya Nicola off the back of a foot. Nicola trying to pull around a defender, and then her defender, Caitlin Daggett, ends up slipping. That allows Nicola to take a couple of upper steps, but Daggett gets right back into play. And the Mustangs are able to turn it over from Red River. Sent back out to midfield, header from Adley Smart. Back off towards the right. Mustangs back defensively, and Bryn Samara-Wira, just an 8th grader. Youngest player out there on the West Fargo Sheyenne roster, and she's played a ton tonight and has been around the ball many times defensively. Samara-Wira sends it up the near sideline. Poked free by Red River's Lily Cameron. Back to midfield for Olivia Anderson. And now a run and a seam for Tenley McMenemy. She's got some room to work with. Bailey off the right side. Looking for Gaffney on the right edge. Gaffney's got some room, puts a shot on. Cruz read it well. Got over towards the far side of the net and was waiting for Gaffney's attempt. Riders did a nice job defensively of just taking a long angle down the field, not really trying to cut over and really directly front Gaffney. Instead, just trying to keep her away from the goal or keep a body between her and the goal, and it kind of forced Gaffney's hand out to the right. And in the long run, when that hand was forced, she had to make a shot before she was probably ready to do so. Ball back out to the middle of the field. And the Mustangs try to control with Ellie Engelking. Engelking looking back. Taylor Hodney comes up to join the play. Now in the middle of the field, Reagan Hodney trying to pull away from defensive traffic. Leaves one off towards the far side of the field for Maya Nicola. Nicola's going to try to make a run down the boundary. She's fronted by Caitlin Daggett. Daggett got it back to Gaffney for West Fargo Sheyenne in the middle of the field. Gaffney down the far sideline will roll one beyond the boundary. And the Riders will have a throw-in on the far edge of the field. So a throw-in for Red River. Little header knocks it back towards the boundary, and another throw-in for the Rough Riders as Brindley Baseflug looks to send it in. And we'll see a change in the action here for the Riders as Ella Bry will come back into the matchup. Bry is going to replace Maya Nicola. And the throw-in off towards the far edge again, looking for some control. Hodney battling away from Daggett, able to come forward. Hodney's even numbers up the field, 4-on-4, makes a long-range kick of it and ends up putting it out of play. And we'll see a throw, actually a kick away for West Fargo Cheyenne. Matchup about to roll into the 24th minute of the opening half. Ball back out in front. Reagan Hodney trying to turn free. Left in the middle, played back left side. Bailey trying to turn back up the middle. She was defended by Brindley Baseflug. You can see a little bit why that first match was 5-2 for Red River. They've been very offensively minded. It's not like the Mustangs have been able to take advantage of that and come up with some scoring opportunities, but the Riders have been able to hold most of those in check so far. Long range kick. Oh, it hit the crossbar. Boy, that was a kick from distance that hit the crossbar on a jumping play by Haley Hoff that didn't get to it. Play comes back out to Gaffney, and now she's got a hole up the field, but can't close on the ball in time. Madison Cutterba got back defensively for the Rough Riders to deny the chance. Giannopoulos running to the near side of the field, and will be pushed out of bounds by Ellie Engelking for West Fargo Cheyenne. So the Riders will throw in off the near edge. Play comes in off the right from Bria Miller, looking towards the corner. And a turn by Hodney out of the corner, keeps this one in play, rolls one towards the net, and it's mishandled. Boy, that's a nice play by Taylor Hodney. Ends up rolling it in where at least the Mustangs have to make one more play on it, and Ryan Fell ends up losing the ball beyond the back boundary. So the Riders will have another chance at a corner. Reagan Hodney comes over for the corner kick. Puts this one in play, had some closure in front of the net. There's a loose ball. It's kicked and scored. And Grand Forks Red River will take a 3-0 lead. That was an unbelievable play for the Riders as they got a loose ball in front of the net. And the goal, I believe, for the Rough Riders may go to Giannopoulos. That's where I'm going to put it right now. The goal will come in the 25th minute of soccer. Let me make a correction. It's going to be Michaela Peters that gets the goal. I saw Giannopoulos in the mix, but it's Michaela Peters that gets the goal for Grand Forks Red River. And it comes in minute 25, and the Rough Riders will now take a 3-0 lead. And they take the lead off of a corner kick, able to finally make one of those set pieces work. So they move the lead to 3-0. And Red River dominant against a pretty good, what we expect to be pretty good Cheyenne Mustangs team. Again, 11 goals in the first 3 matchups of the year for Cheyenne, and Red River's got a good start to this one tonight. Let's take a look at it again. The American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. The corner kick comes in from Reagan Hodney, and you can see the ball get loose right in front of the net, and kind of a flurry on that's kind of put up just underneath the bar at that point, almost a bar down type of look. And the Riders take a 3-0 advantage. So 3-0 as we are into minute 26 of the opening half, and the Riders are free again. Here comes Hodney once more. Ball left back to Reese Rems after a deflection. Rems battles to keep control, tries to dribble one through, and this will be defended back beyond the line again by West Fargo Cheyenne. So the Riders will have another corner kick. And they're flirting with some big numbers tonight in this matchup. Giannopoulos will go over to kick it from the left corner. And the Riders will bunch up, and they've had plenty of success on these tonight. They've been able to get the ball down on the turf. Here they do again, another wave at a ball. This one finally defended back as far as the line. Then a turn by Hodney, and she wheels it just wide. The Mustangs have really struggled on the set pieces from Red River tonight of trying to keep the ball from making its way to the turf. And that scenario, when that happens, if the ball gets to the turf, it's just open season for anybody that's out in front of the net. And the Mustangs have struggled with that tonight. 3-0 Red River. Mustangs trying to play it back up the field. Comes back towards the far side. Bailey trying to step away from pressure. Rems puts it right back down the field. This is run down. Haley Hoff in the goalkeeper's box stepping to it to get control. And now Hoff will kick it away. Back to midfield. Giannopoulos trying to run away from some pressure. Leaves one up in the air for a long closing run for Ella Bry. And Bry gets to it in the right corner. Bry sends it back out towards the right edge, a bit high. It comes back into the middle for Bria Miller and then defended loose. It works back to midfield for the Mustangs, and Olivia Anderson trying to make a turn and a play. That ball defended loose, and Anderson will put it beyond the near line. Adley Smart got over and was able to make the defensive play for Red River. So a throw-in coming up for the Riders. And the throw-in goes towards Taylor Hodney, and she ends up defending it right back beyond the line. Now a throw in from the Mustangs along that right sideline again. Turn a long pass. Hodney with an opportunity to run to it. The Mustangs have Lennon Lindback back. Oh, Hodney got loose, but a great play from Haley Hoff, the Cheyenne goalkeeper, to come up and keep that from being in front of her for too long and on Taylor Hodney's foot. She defends it loose, and the Mustangs live to fight another day on the play. Another pass through the middle. Hodney looking to make a little give and go. She's got Giannopoulos. There's the chance for a score. And Alexia Giannopoulos will get the goal we credited to her a couple of moments ago.
Goal scored by the Rough Riders, number 10, Alexia Giannopoulos.
That will come in minute number 29 of the opening half. And Giannopoulos is on the board. 4-0 in favor of Red River. They have opened this one up in fine fashion tonight, and the Riders take a 4-0 lead over West Fargo Sheyenne. And again, what we were told about this matchup tonight is that this one was expected to be a couple of the heavyweights that are going to be out there this year for what we're going to have in Eastern Dakota Conference Eastern Dakota Conference soccer. And if that's the case, Grand Forks Red River has had a terrific night on their home field to start off Eastern Dakota Conference play, because this one has been an exceptional start to the matchup tonight for the Rough Riders. Ball back out in the middle of the field. We invite you to stay with us when we get into our halftime report tonight. Brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water. Your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. We'll have a complete look at the highlights of the first half of action tonight and what is turning into a very good night for Rough Riders soccer here this evening. Cheyenne up in the forward part of the field. They'll turn it back out high for Lily Engelking. She got a shot through some traffic, but the only one there, Kiana Cruz, who's had an efficient night tonight for Grand Forks Red River. And Cruz will come up with a stop and boot it away. Ball off to the right for Tessa Breidenbach. Breidenbach turning it back towards the middle of the field. Leaves it for Ellie Engelking out in the middle. And now we see Simone Bailey able to pull through some traffic. Ball comes back to Engelking on the right, and her chance is a long-range opportunity that ends up and over the crossbar. And the Rough Riders will look to kick one away again. Red River standing ready, and we'll see goalkeeper Kiana Cruz waiting, and instead the Riders will bring back Addison Cutterbutt to take care of the kicking responsibilities here. Ball out in the middle of the field, ends up with Olivia Anderson. Anderson a turn, rolling one off towards the right, trying to find Bailey, and Bailey was offside. They're going to rule that Simone Bailey was offside. That'll bring the ball back to Grand Forks Red River as we play into minute number 31 here in the opening half. And a great start to the season as far as the conference is concerned for Red River tonight. Kick away on the right, poked back towards Cutterbutt where it came from, and then that rolls out of bounds, and we'll see Simone Bailey stepping over for a throw-in. Actually, she'll give the throw-in, I believe, to Gaffney. Correction, that was not Gaffney. My apologies. De La Voglie. And the ball will roll through the middle of the field and beyond the back line, and we'll see Red River taking over with control once again. Central on the road tonight down at West Fargo. And the other matchup in the EDC tonight is Fargo North at Fargo Shanley. That one should be a good one tonight between North and Shanley. Kick down the near sideline, rolling through traffic. It's picked up by Lily Engelking out in the middle of the field. A turn by Ellie Engelking, and she gets mowed down. There have been a couple of those tonight where there's been plenty of contact. It looks like that time Addison Bergeron, a sophomore that's checked in for Red River defensively, ends up making some extra contact with Olivia Anderson. And now Anderson, a long-range opportunity to strike, or at least Cheyenne has a long-range opportunity to strike. They're going to bring Lennon Lindback. And she's got a chance to get this one through. This is from some range, but this is a scoring opportunity for Cheyenne. Lindback got it away, and it's handed down. Cruz able to go down onto her knees and cover that one up. But again, that's one of those that's a bit of a tester when you're in that tight. There's traffic there. You never know how the play is going to happen, but that time the Mustangs took a chance at it, and it was a pretty good chance as well. Riders play it back out to the midfield, and will lose one beyond the boundary as Addison Bergeron puts that one away. All True scoreboard reads 4-0 Red River. Goals by Taylor Hodney in the 13th and 14th minute. Hodney scoring one on a penalty kick. That one came in the 14th. Then a goal for Michaela Peters and a goal for Alexia Giannopoulos in minutes number 25 and 29. Some very nice plays made by Red River. They have looked very much in control of where they want to be and well organized throughout the course tonight. That's something that stands out about the way that they've played the game. Ball back out of the midfield. Defended loose. This will come back towards the middle. Giannopoulos trying to run it down, but Engelking got there first. Put it back to her defenders. And we'll see Fell trying to play it back to the middle. Lost. Rems comes up the field. She'll try off the left foot and rolls it just wide of the goal. And we'll see the Mustangs kick it away with the clock down to 6.5 to go as we play into the 34th minute. Again, full look at our highlights from the opening half coming up at our halftime report, brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water. We'll have a brief break as we get into the halftime report, and then we'll come back with those highlights for you tonight. So stay with us. If you've missed some of the action, we'll have you covered on those in just a bit. Riders back out high in forward position as Rems tries to attack. Riders leading 4-0. Long-range strike coming in on Hoff. She'll hand it down, but lost the ball. It's loose, and then Hoff has to make a diving play to take one away from Ella Bry, who was hunting right in front of the net in the loose ball. Kick away towards the near edge for the Mustangs. Breidenbach trying to run it down. Be lost out of bounds. As we mentioned, it's a cool night tonight. You kind of wondered how or if the weather situation would check in on this one at all. It's now 29 degrees in Grand Forks. And again, a winter weather advisory went out for the counties just south of Grand Forks County starting tomorrow and going through the early stages of Friday morning. I think 1 p.m. is the start of it coming up tomorrow afternoon. And then through Friday morning, that winter weather advisory going to take up some time in Griggs, Steele, Trail counties, and further south, Fargo covered by that, West Fargo, Valley City, and further south, all the way down to South Dakota. They're expecting that South Dakota will get it worse than North Dakota, but some of the snowfall amounts that I saw that were expected down south, 6, 7, 8 inches of snow throughout the course of a few days, and you don't expect that first weekend of April. Not that it hasn't happened before, but you have the fields cleared and you're trying to get into a spring sports season, and then you have this. Yeah, another one coming in. You can see in the background, you can see some of the snow on the ground and still dealing with some frost issues and that type of thing. I know that Red River was set to play baseball against West Fargo Sheyenne, and that's number 3 and number 4 in the league in the preseason poll, but that one was going to get wiped out due to weather as Hadley Hoff steps in and makes a stop. That one wasn't going to make it due to weather either. Kick is away towards the far side of the field, and this one will roll out onto the track. Riders will go over with Michaela Peters, set to throw it in. And Taylor Hodney, who got this thing started with a couple of big goals for Grand Forks Red River early, controlling the ball on the far sideline, trying to turn a run against Ryan Feld. Got towards the corner, tries to keep one in, can't do it. Ball outran her to the back boundary. And as we play into minute number 37, we'll see West Fargo Sheyenne take control of the ball. Mustangs play it off towards the near edge with Bryn Samarawira. And she'll play it up the near side of the field. Looking back to the midfield for Ellie Engelking. Defended loose by Hodney. Now Giannopoulos on a run. Giannopoulos looking to make a move. What a move she made to get open. High atop the goal. Tried to play one through some traffic. Defended loose. Reagan Hodney tries to keep forward pressure down. Fell will free it. Booted off towards the far side of the field. Now the ball will end up beyond the boundary, and the Mustangs will take control. As we get ready to play into minute number 38 to the opening half. Just under 3 minutes to play now here in the first. And the Riders with a 4-0 lead on our All True scoreboard. Scoreboard updates brought to you by All True. Regular screenings with All True's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org or call 780-5000. Ball out high. Run off the right side for Red River from Ella Bry. Bry plays it down towards the near boundary, and that one will roll out of play. And the Mustangs will throw in. Ball along the boundary, booted back out to the middle. Tenley McMenemy, returning all-conference player from a year ago, and right now you're seeing why. Good run here. She's confronted defensively, but reaches for the ball and throws it back in. Good burst of speed, and she's opened things up offensively in just one quick run for Sheyenne. They had a player up in front of the ball, and McMenemy, one of the big reasons why they got that one free. Riders play one down the field looking for Hodney. She's in a foot race. As we'll see, I believe Lennon Lindback get back to that ball and turn it back to her own goal keep. As we're in minute 39 here in the opening half. Nice dribbling play from Samara Weira for West Fargo Sheyenne, turning one to the near sideline. Breidenbach can't hold it. Riders will throw in. Bria Miller tosses in. It goes over the head of Hodney. Hodney is stopped, just boots one up in the air. And it lands in front of Hadley Hoff, and the ball is free. Hoff again has to dive after it. She's had a couple get off her hands and be loose here tonight. And Hoff looks to get one away and does for the Mustangs. Off towards the left and picked up there for Red River by Reese Rems. Played back through the middle. Comes out high. A stop there for the Riders by Ella Bry. Bry coming back for Giannopoulos. Made a pass to the right looking for Lily Cameron. That was broken up and taken back by Bryn Samarawira. And Samarawira leaves one out in front for Olivia Anderson trying to run to it. Riders will defend that one beyond play on the near side. As we're into minute number 40, 45 seconds to play here in the opening half. And again, full look at our highlights coming up in our halftime report, so stay with us for those. A play by McMenemy in the middle of the field gets defended loose by Addison Cutterba. Riders with Reese Rems down the far side. Long boot up the field looking for Hodney. Defended loose. Ball off the right for Della Vogli. She plays it down the boundary. Riders will play it back through the midfield. Ends up dribbling on the far sideline. A turn by McMenemy. Giannopoulos pays it back through the midfield. We're down to 10 seconds here in the opening half. Haley Hoff comes up. Will drop kick one back towards the middle. McMenemy makes a stop. Hodney trying to pull free. McMenemy got to it, and time runs out in the first half of soccer. What a start for Grand Forks Red River. Riders get two from Hodney in the first 15 minutes, then tack-ons from Peters and Giannopoulos. And at the end of the opening half of play on your all-true scoreboard, it is Grand Forks Red River 4, West Fargo Sheyenne nothing. Our halftime report coming up. We'll take a complete look at the highlights of the opening half with our halftime report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. This is high school soccer on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Radio. We're back with more next.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
RBB Electric is proud to support local high school sports and the athletes who work hard every day. From the field to the classroom, dedication matters. Serving homes, businesses, and farms across the region, RBB Electric is honored to support our teams and communities.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
The body shop you work with is your choice, so pick the local team with the service you trust. Modern Auto Body in Grand Forks can make it look like the accident never happened. Schedule an appointment for an estimate on our website or give us a call.
Spare Husband keeps homes running smoothly with trusted repairs, remodels, and every fix in between. JK Rents sets the scene with tables and chairs for weddings, parties, and celebrations. Together, they're proud local high school sports sponsors, supporting the teams and the community they call home.
This is the KNOX Intermission Report, presented by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports this evening, as Red River takes a 4-0 lead into the locker room here tonight over West Fargo Cheyenne in a heavyweight fight in the East Region in girls soccer, and the East Region opener tonight. Our halftime report is brought to you tonight by High Plains Water. They're your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. Get the chemicals out of your water. Get great tasting water into your home with a system from High Plains Water. And our halftime report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine. The Men of Steel, they've had the bin-busting bolt sale on through today, and now it's ready to turn our attention to getting your equipment ready to go for the upcoming planting season and any other repairs that you may have. Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, bringing you our halftime report here tonight as well. Well, an unbelievable start tonight for Grand Forks Red River. The Rough Riders really did a phenomenal job of putting some pressure on in the early going here tonight, and they end up scoring on a corner. They score on a penalty kick, and they get Taylor Hodney loose along with Alexia Giannopoulos on a great play for Red River. A little bit of a test early for Kiana Cruz, but after settling in, she's done a nice job, and despite Cheyenne having some scoring opportunities, they've been few and far between, and the Riders have done a really nice job of keeping the ball down the field tonight. And they take a 4-0 lead into the locker room as we bring it to you in our halftime report brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine and High Plains Water. Let's look at our highlights that we had from the opening half with our American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replays. And we get this started with Taylor Hodney. This is a pass from Reese Rems, and Hodney just kind of the player to go to. Long-range strike, gets it off a hand of Haley Hoff and into score. That made it 1-0 in favor of Red River. And then a penalty kick for Taylor Hodney after some contact in the goalie box. And we see Hodney just able to pick a spot. Just no reaction from Haley Hoff at all. That one put through, and that made it 2-0 in favor of the Rough Riders. Later, you'd see a little bit of a test here for Kiana Cruz as the ball gets free, and this is Gaffney for West Fargo Cheyenne getting a shot away, and Kiana Cruz diving down to make the stop. Then more Grand Forks Red River off the corner. This is Reagan Hodney on the corner kick. This ends up free out in front of the net, and it will be Peters that ends up knocking that through in the 25th minute. Michaela Peters comes up with a goal to make it 3-0, and the Riders cap the scoring. Great pass here to Alexia Giannopoulos right in the middle. She splits a pair of defenders and comes back across her body for a big goal. That's a pretty play that we had from Red River to cap the scoring, and that is your halftime highlights package, and it's brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine and High Plains Water, as well as American Family Insurance. Tyler Nagel, your agent. Well, time to take a look at Who Lit the Lamp in that opening half. And Who Lit the Lamp is brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. They make the lamp and the light shine brighter with Who Lit the Lamp, brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. And tonight, well, a couple of goals for Taylor Hodney. She'll move out to 4 goals on the season, 1 in the 13th minute, and then on the penalty kick in the 14th minute. Red River getting 2 from Taylor Hodney in the early going. And then we'll see Michaela Peters picking up a goal. That one came in the 25th minute. And Alexia Giannopoulos on the scoreboard tonight as well with a goal that came in the 29th minute tonight. So again, Peters in the 25th, Giannopoulos in the 29th. 2 goals that came tonight from Taylor Hodney, 1 in the 13th minute.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person.
Our apologies, and 1 in the 14th minute. And again, our scoring summary with Who Lit the Lamp, brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. They make the lamp and the light shine brighter. We got more halftime coming up, and we'll get ready for second half action here at Cushman Field. Red River leading by a score of 4-0 over West Fargo Cheyenne on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports. We're back with more next.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to GrandForksWelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Radio, KNOX Live Sports tonight. Here at Cushman Field, where we get set for the second half of action tonight between the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs and the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders. Riders leading by a score of 4-0 tonight. And our coverage brought to you this evening with our halftime report by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. Now, we have a lot of coverage that's planned for the spring, and we'll be telling you more about that as we get into sort of the main run of the sports season. Again, expecting some pretty good baseball this year in the East region from Grand Forks Red River, but weren't able to get that started tonight as we had planned because of the cold weather rule. There's a weather rule in the East region that I think it's 38 is the rule that I've been told. If the feels like or actually the actual air temp, I think is what it is 38 or less, then we don't play. And I think it has something to do with the warranty that's on the bats out there as to why we can't play unless it reaches that temperature. And very often in the early going, that becomes a bit of a struggle. So tonight we knew that the Cheyenne Red River baseball games were a long shot to get played, and as it turns out, they did not. And with the winter weather that's planning on coming in to our area, I guess we would say later this weekend or something along those lines. We're not 100% sure exactly what that's going to look like at this point, but we have the possibility of a couple of different things moving through at various times, and so there's a chance that we're not going to get very far in that situation. So we've got that going on for us tonight as well. And we'll keep you up to date. Also, we have a silver alert that's been issued now also tonight, and that is for a missing person from Fargo. So we'll tell you about that. We wanted to get a weather report, and for whatever reason, the National Weather Service has a silver alert on the screen. I don't know why the National Weather Service is deciding to send out silver alerts at this point, but for whatever reason, they're doing that, and that doesn't make any sense at all as the ball comes in on Kiana Cruz and rolls away. But a silver alert's been issued by the North Dakota Highway Patrol. They're looking for a person by the name of Larry George of Fargo. 65-year-old African-American male, 5'11", 155, black hair, or black and gray hair, brown eyes. Last whereabouts were 10:30 this morning in South Fargo. Apparently a vulnerable adult. Last seen wearing gray sweatpants, or gray pants rather, and a black shirt. And you're asked to call the Fargo Police Department at 235-4493. That's 235-4493. Now, as far as the winter weather advisory is concerned, right now, that does not involve Grand Forks, but it involves all the counties south of Grand Forks. And it goes into effect tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Will be in effect until Thursday at 7. 2 to 4 inches of snow as far north as Mayville, Hillsboro. And then as you kind of get further south beyond I-94, you start to see the totals actually go up to about 3 to 5 inches or perhaps 6. And according to some of the long-range models, we're going to see another front come in after that as well to affect the rest of the Easter weekend. Corner kick here for Grand Forks Red River, leading 4-0. Ball loose in front of the net, and Cheyenne a little better job of playing this back out high as Giannopoulos tried to hold things in check. Ball roll back to Michaela Peters on the right side of the field. This will be out of bounds, and we'll go back to West Fargo Cheyenne, but Red River getting active offensively again in the early going here. Riders have been really tough offensively tonight. We expected their forward pressure would be a part of the game, and for Cheyenne, we knew one of the keys to having success tonight, they would have to have a really good midfield presence to try to hold on to control of the ball and keep Red River from putting that forward pressure in check. But the Riders have had every opportunity to get into their game plan tonight. It's just really been an interesting thing to watch here tonight for Grand Forks Red River. So a good start to the season for the Riders, winning their opening matchup by a score of 5-2 over Jamestown. And again, this is a Cheyenne team that scored 11 goals in their first 3 games. Came up with wins against 3 West Region teams, Bismarck High, Bismarck Legacy among them, and ended up with 11 goals in those first 3 matchups. But tonight, Red River has kept them off the board despite some good scoring chances. The Mustangs produced one here with Ellie Engelking coming down the right sideline. Engelking just gets run over on the right side, and they're going to play through that. And in the meantime, Red River's offense, well, they've made some really nice plays work tonight. Reagan Hodney and Taylor Hodney coming up in the middle of the field trying to put the pressure on. Ball knocked loose. Rems will step over to keep it going. Hodney trying to step up the field. Little layer attack this time coming from the right, and Ella Bry will hold one in. Hodney turns it back to Giannopoulos in the midfield. And Giannopoulos will dribble away some pressure wide, coming back towards the near line. one kept in by Lily Cameron closing to it. Makes a bit of a crossing pass and defended loose by the Mustangs as we booted back up the middle. Lennon Lindback coming back to the middle of the field, looking for some help offensively. Now Rems taking over for Grand Forks Red River. Rems down the right sideline, trying to pull away from some pressure on her. Ball comes back up to the right. This will be pushed back towards the middle. Hodney coming back to it. Dribbles one off towards the near side. Will be deflected loose by the Mustangs. And caught up to by Caitlin Daggett for Cheyenne. They'll lose the ball to Lily Cameron. Cameron trying to run it down on the near sideline, and this will end up beyond the boundary. See what the ruling's going to be here. It looks like it's going to be Cheyenne that will send one in. Cheyenne sends one in. Come back towards the right. Reagan Hodney trying to play one through traffic. Now Taylor Hodney turning to pressure it. Sends it back out high. Giannopoulos with a chance. And that'll be knocked down by Haley Hoff, and she's able to hold on. Giannopoulos has factored into a lot of offense tonight for Grand Forks Red River. I mean, a lot of offense tonight. Taylor Hodney in the middle of the field. Trying to come back across the plane. Sends one towards the corner. Might have been struck a bit too hard. She was looking for a little spin to keep that in, but Riders can't catch up to it. That'll go beyond the back boundary. Scoreboard updates brought to you tonight by Altru. Regular screenings with Altru's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit altru.org or call 780-5000. And our breaks in the action tonight presented by Big Jim's Tire. They are your #1 supplier of ag tires in the region. Mustangs coming away with the ball. Ellie Engelking trying to play one up the near boundary, ends up losing it beyond the boundary. And we'll roll into minute number 47 of our matchup. Again, we'd start kind of taking a look at the upcoming future schedule, but weather situations being what they are, the teams are scheduled to play again on Thursday. And not sure if a winter storm would keep them from playing or not. I mean, sometimes soccer happens no matter what, right? They just keep playing through snow, rain. We're going to see Taylor Hodney, or actually Reagan Hodney, run down one of the Mustangs. And so a ball will come back out in the middle of the field for West Fargo Sheyenne for a free kick. Ellie Engelking gets back up, and we'll look to get back on to the forward momentum type of issue here. Grand Forks Red River's next matchup scheduled to be on Tuesday, April 7th against Fargo North. That would be on the road, so they will not play for a week, will the Rough Riders. And West Fargo Sheyenne is scheduled to play against Fargo North on Tuesday, so the Mustangs wouldn't have to travel far to play. We'll see if the winter storm would be enough for them to play through. Red River does not have a matchup. Central Bay have a soccer matchup coming up on Thursday. Here's a shot coming in from the near side, and Kiana Cruz able to run in front of that one and keep that one away from danger. As again, the Riders give up a chance, but it's a long-range chance. That chance taken by Cheyenne's Ellie Engelking. And Engelking still struggling with the effects of being knocked down. A couple of moments ago, she stays on the field. Those types of things are going to hurt a little worse when you're dealing with the cold being what it is. Riders throwing a ball in on the right. It's Michaela Peters, and that will be defended out of bounds. And so we'll see another throw in coming in from Peters. Peters tries to sidewind one back out in the middle of the field. Peters taking a look, sending one across. Ball gets defended loose. Be booted back up through the middle of the field. Loose off the near side for Red River, and Maya Nicola trying to get to it. Nicola rolling one through off the near edge. Simone Bailey for West Fargo Sheyenne trying to get back to it. Here's a nice pass down the field for Cheyenne, opening up Ellie Engelking, but A little bit too strong for her, and Kiana Cruz, good heads-up play as the goalkeeper for Red River, coming over to take that play away before it can result in some trouble. Bailey trying to keep pressure up the field. She's got Gaffney going to work, and this will be defended out of bounds by Reagan Hodney. And it will go back to West Fargo Cheyenne up in a forward spot in the field. They'll roll one in on Kiana Cruz, and Cruz is there to put a stop to the play. Not necessarily saying here that Red River has in any way taken their foot off the gas, but they're back a little bit defensively. You're trying to defend 3 points in the league, right? That kind of thing. And another one rolls in on Cruz. They had the good flurry early, and the Mustangs have adjusted here, and they've been able to kind of keep some pressure up on their own end. Ball played out near side. Little turn by Reagan Hodney. Hodney looking up the field. Long range pass, looking for a run. And boy, Taylor Hodney got in front. She closed quickly. She's in. Hodney turning her back to the net, trying to shield off the ball, and a diving play is made by Haley Hoff to come over and stop the scoring threat. Boy, you could see on that run from Taylor Hodney what makes her so dangerous. That speed that she has up the field, she was just able to turn a lot of distance into none and overtake a defender, which in soccer, obviously, you've got to stay behind that most forward defender to try to stay onside. Hodney knew it, timed her run extremely well. And the pass relationship to her, I mean, these riders know how to get her the ball because she's got that kind of playmaking ability. Giannopoulos out in the middle of the field. Stepping off towards the right, trying to widen out towards the boundary. And Giannopoulos has one just picked away. It'll come back to Gaffney in the middle of the field. Gaffney pressured immediately, almost player to player. Pressure right in her back pocket that time from Adley Smart. And the ball be defended back over to the far side of the field. Rems trying to head it. This is defended loose, and the Mustangs trying to make a run. Out in the middle of the field, they've got some space. Long-range chance on Kiana Cruz, but she'll hand it right in front of her. Really nice play that time by Kiana Cruz. Soft hands, playing that one down with the hands. You don't have to make the catch and let it slip through. You can knock it down in front because there was no one in front of her to try to keep any flurry alive. So use the space in front of you. Knock it down and then just secure it after that, and really did that with some proper technique. See a change for Cheyenne. They'll send in Della Vogel coming back into the matchup. Baseflug will come back into the matchup for Grand Forks Red River. 4-0 on the all-true scoreboard. Red River on top. Pair of goals from Taylor Hodney in minutes 13 and 14. A goal in the 25th minute from Michaela Peters and a goal in the 29th minute from Alexia Giannopoulos. Ball in the near boundary as we play into minute number 12, just about to, or actually I should say minute 52 here in the matchup. Ball loose in the middle of the field, and it scrambles on for it as Taylor Hodney will come back to it and try to widen out across the field if she can. Dribbles one through the middle. Ball off the right side. Rems has a chance. Kind of toes one in, and it rolls just wide of the net. Rems had to use a wide angle on that one. That was played really well by Haley Hoff. And so as Hoff came over, she was able to just at least take the angle away from Rems at that point. Now it will result in a corner kick. So the Rough Riders will have a corner kick. And Alexia Giannopoulos will take the corner from the left. Looking for their 5th goal tonight. Giannopoulos with the corner. High, a little header coming from Rems. Couldn't quite get that one played down. Ends up deflecting off to the far side, and the Mustangs are able to clear it out of their end. It'll roll out of bounds on the far side of the field. Riders will throw it back in. Ball off the right. Taylor Hodney trying to make a spin move. It actually opened up Rems for a run on the sideline. Ball out of bounds that time, defended out by Olivia Anderson for Cheyenne. And Red River with the throw in up the field. Bria Miller stepping over to send it across. Miller will throw back, looking for Reagan Hodney on the play. Hodney trying to widen out amongst defenders. Loose in the air, and saw a play coming that time from Simone Bailey trying to free it, but deflects out high. Riders able to get at least a piece of it and hold it down. Maya Nicola has one dribble beyond the near boundary. Riders will inbound. And we'll see Brindley Baseflug, who just checked back into the matchup. finding Reagan Hodney coming up the field, who runs into a double team and is able to push the ball into the feet of Ryan Fell. Riders able to keep it on the boundary with a throw in. Taylor Hodney trying to turn away from pressure. Stays with it. Great dribbling play here. Now she's got space to work with. Tries to cut in amongst the defender. Does. Got a shot away. Knocked down in front of Hoff, and Hoff is able to make the stop. Taylor Hodney picking her way through the defense again. And the Riders able to get another good opportunity from Taylor Hodney, who's played a great matchup tonight. Mustangs coming free in the midfield. One strong from Gaffney, trying to hold it in. So dribble off to the right and end up beyond the boundary. And we'll see a throw in from Cheyenne towards the middle of the field. Mustangs send it in with Olivia Anderson. Played up the far side of the field. Giannopoulos with a header. This will flow back into the Red River defense, and Adley Smart back after it. And Smart gets mowed down a little bit on the end of that play, and the officials are going to call that. Red River's going to have a free kick back in their own end. Minute 15 of the second half. Minute 55 of the matchup about to come to a close. Ball played out in the middle of the field. Reagan Hodney stepping away from some pressure. Long pass up the field. They were trying to target Peters, I believe, or that was actually Maya Nicola that was the target. Nicola stays with it. Ends up lost off the play by Ryan Fell of Cheyenne. And Red River will come over for another throw-in. Riders will throw in with Brindley Baseflug.
Into the game for Mustangs, number 23, Ella Johnson.
Mustangs will make a change here. We'll see Ella Johnson, a junior forward, coming in. Ball in front of the bench, and you can see those bench shelters. That changes our look of things, as you have to kind of see some plays just sort of happen through the shelters. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be a player on the field without those shelters. Those are actually a really, really nice idea to have out here. They're well done. They look nice and keep the wind off of you when you've got that. And that's a nice thing to have. Here's a play with Taylor Hodney getting free in the middle of the field, taking on 3 defenders, trying to dribble through them all. Ball got turned away from her, and it goes back out to the midfield. Rider defense tries to check up to it. Simone Bailey is there for Cheyenne to try to make a play. She'll leave it off to her right. This is booted back up the field by Bria Miller. Ping pongs back towards the near side. Bailey trying to hold on to control for the Mustangs in the midfield. This is where we felt earlier tonight the Mustangs would have an opportunity to at least put some control into the matchup. Their midfielders, Tenley McMenemy returning as an all-conference player, probably one of their strongest players, and she plays in the midfield, a chance to spark that. And there you saw some possession from West Fargo Sheyenne that looked pretty good there for a couple of moments, but Red River's had forward pressure, and it's just been the winning part of the combination so far for the Riders back in that opening half. Ball free. Out in the middle of the field. The Riders will send a short kick near side for Madison Cutterba. Another long play up the field. Ball ends up beyond the boundary, and Cheyenne will have a throw-in. Chance of the field for Maya Nicola. She couldn't quite hold it. McMenemy for West Fargo Cheyenne. Turns it back through the middle of the field. Johnson over to try to cover, and that's lost beyond the near boundary. And we'll see Grand Forks Red River set to throw in again. Riders throw in. Ball headed up the field. Long run to get to it here. Hodney's got some room, was able to knock that free. She's got one defender to try to beat. Cuts across the grain, ends up losing the ball behind her. Good defensive play to get back that time by a couple of different Mustangs. The charge was led that time for Cheyenne by Caitlin Daggett. She was able to take that ball away from Taylor Hodney, who was about to get into a pretty lethal spot. Now Bailey trying to make a long pass up the field, and the Mustangs have an angle momentarily, but a long run for Kiana Cruz to come out of her goalkeeper's box to defend one loose from Ella Johnson, who was coming up the field. Mustangs a bit of momentum, long-range chance, and there's Cruz again, knocking it down, struggling to cover it up as Bailey was about to close the distance, but Cruz will go down and make the play for Grand Forks Red River. And it's immediately booted out of bounds by Cruz. I'm not sure what the intent was there. There wasn't anybody home. on that far side of the field. The Mustangs will have a throw in, and they're able to keep the pressure back up. Boy, if you're Cheyenne, you feel good. You finally had an offensive opportunity. Cruz came out, made a long run of the goalkeeper's box to close the gap on that. And there was some defensive help coming back from Red River. It wasn't going to be a play that was totally unabated to the goalkeeper, but the Mustangs found some offense. And that's what they were looking for. A good play out of their midfield to kind of stretch things open. Just unable to capitalize at that moment. Riders maintain the 4-0 lead, the 4-0 lead on the All-True scoreboard. Here's another forward play for the Mustangs. Good play by Olivia Anderson trying to get free. And now Hodney out in the middle of the field taking on Numbers. Down Numbers on the play, making a pass for Peters. And Peters for a moment had a step, kind of throws a forearm as she was caught defensively by Caitlin Daggett. Daggett's had a nice night defensively for West Fargo Sheyenne. That's a couple of plays that she stopped now. One on Peters and earlier on Taylor Hodney. Ball back out middle of the field again. Smart for the Riders. Sending it back to Hodney on the right, trying to make a pass. Actually, that's not Hodney through traffic. That's Lily Cameron. And Cameron bodied up out there with McMenemy, trying to roll one free, and that will end up beyond the boundary, and we'll see the Mustangs throw in with Bryn Samarawira. Mustangs will go to their bench with Ava Bowen, a senior defensive player. And Taylor Hodney's going to get a break for Grand Forks Red River. Reese Rems will come back into the matchup. And Rems has got plenty of offense in her repertoire of her own. Ball back out middle of the field. Alexia Giannopoulos, who has a really pretty goal tonight. Nice play for Grand Forks Red River back in the opening half. Giannopoulos tripped up as she loses one beyond the boundary. That was just one of the prettier plays that you're going to see when we go back and we take a look at that one. Giannopoulos scoring here, and you'll see it. Just a great pass to her in the opening half where she splits a pair of defenders and then comes back across the grain. Some great misdirection. Red River using that to score their fourth goal of the night to go up 4-0. And when you see a play like that executed, like we said, Red River seems to, in the first half anyway, have been under control of their offense throughout the night. Long pass near side. Red River getting a play out of their defensive player, Addison Cutterba, an all-conference player from a year ago. Ball towards the near edge for the Mustangs. Picked up by Caitlin Daggett. Daggett turning it back towards the middle of the field, and Reagan Hodney trying to close on the ball, but it ends up drifting beyond the near boundary. Lights taking full effect here tonight at Cushman Field. Riders up by their halftime score of 4-0. Scoreboard updates brought to you by All-True. Regular screenings with All-True's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org or call 780-5000. Rems trying to get free, but some contact will lead to a free kick for West Fargo Sheyenne as we are now into minute number 62 and about to roll into minute 63 of the matchup tonight. Mustangs with control out in the middle of the field. A step towards the right by Cheyenne's Ellie Engelking, plays it up the middle. And some contact out in the middle of the field. One of the riders shaken up. Down momentarily was Adley Smart. She'll pop back up. Mustang Ella Johnson trying to plead her case. Kind of hands up saying didn't touch her. But Red River gets a free kick out of the action. Rems trying to play through the middle. Booted away from her. Back out towards the middle of the field. Reagan Hodney coming back after it, absorbing some contact, and that's going to be whistled. And we'll see a free kick coming up for the Rough Riders from Reagan Hodney out in the middle of the field. So we'll see how Hodney goes about executing this one. And it looks like she's leaving it back momentarily. Now going to get it back. Just setting up a spot. Red River will make a quick change before they go to the free kick. Addison Bergeron will come into the matchup. Hodney kind of striking from long range here, trying to find something open towards the back line. It stays on the line, and the Mustangs have to defend it out of bounds. Red River will have it on a throw-in on the far boundary. Riders set to throw it in. Another change for Grand Forks Red River. London Flanagan, senior midfielder, big part of the basketball team this past year for Red River that made their way into the state tournament. Comes back into the matchup, or comes into the matchup for the first time for the Rough Riders. And this one makes its way to West Fargo Cheyenne's midfield. Ellie Engelking stepping away from some pressure, trying to make the long-range pass up the field, looking for a run from Ella Johnson. The Riders are back after it. They'll defend it beyond the near boundary. Good close by Addison Cutterba to keep that from becoming a problem. The Mustangs will throw in. And we'll see who's going to take care of the honors here for Cheyenne. Looks like Daggett will send it across. It's thrown in deep in Red River's end. Ball knocked out beyond the near boundary. We saw Taylor Hodney come off the field for Red River a while back, and I'm not sure if she would play again here this evening as the Riders continue to lead comfortably. First half lead was 4-0, but if that's not challenged, Taylor Hodney's night might come to an end, and that would be the end of her week as well, the way this is. Now the Mustangs get one free, and ball goes wide of the net. Ella Johnson getting open again. It seems like she's had her opportunities tonight. Ella Johnson's found her way into this matchup and has had a couple of threats against Grand Forks Red River's defense at various times throughout the night. Kiana Cruz will set up a free kick, and it will be Addison Cutterba coming back to execute it for Grand Forks Red River. But a whistle, maybe we weren't quite set for the free kick. Yeah, we were set to make some changes. And we're going to see Emma Jazakowic come into the matchup for West Fargo Cheyenne. And Cutterba set to boot the ball away for Red River on the free kick. Far boundary ends up going beyond it. So the Mustangs will play it in. Not quite the aggressive second half that Red River had in the first half. Riders have packed it in a little bit defensively here, and Cheyenne's been able to pick their way through some holes. There's a big stop by Kiana Cruz on a solid shot that came from the left, and a secondary effort will end up going beyond the boundary. Boy, Kiana Cruz with maybe the best test of the night coming towards her. Take a look at this again on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. West Fargo Cheyenne able to pick their way through one of those holes, and you see it right here coming out, and little tester that time on Cruz, who dives out to make the play. And the Rough Riders did a really nice job of being able to step in front of that. But a corner kick coming up for the Mustangs. A chance for them to get on the board tonight. Ball free right on top of the box. And Mustangs can't quite make contact with it. Works back to Tenley McMenemy out in the middle of the field. She tries to reassert the pressure. Back to the midfield for West Fargo Cheyenne. Ava Bowen is back for it. And comes back to Daggett on the right. That'll be poked free by Reagan Hodney. Hodney dribbling back towards the middle of the field. Surveying her options. Going to keep dribbling. Sends it off towards the left. Looking for a run from Red River's Peyton Devlin, who's checked into the matchup. Devlin, a senior midfielder. Can't run it down as Daggett got back defensively. And the Rough Riders will have a throw in on the near boundary. Red River will send over Michaela Peters, who's got a goal tonight. And Peters trying to find Reagan Hodney. She got into a very physical battle with Ellie Engelking. And we'll see a free kick coming up for West Fargo Cheyenne. That did get to be one of those physical battles. Minute number 68 of the matchup winding away. Riders trying to get 3 big points in the Eastern Dakota Conference, improve their record to 2-0. West Fargo Cheyenne started off with 3 wins against the West Region, scored 11 goals in their first 3 matches of the year. Red River took some air out of this one, scoring 2 times in the first 15 minutes tonight and leading 4-0 at halftime, and they're looking to win the Eastern Dakota Conference season opener. A ball split through a pair of defenders by Cheyenne on a pass. Long run for Red River to get back to it, and we're going to see some contact on the field as Red River had a player, Michaela Peters, get pushed down. So a free kick coming up for the Rough Riders. As you can expect, it's not a big crowd here tonight because of the cold weather conditions, and those that are out there are dressed like it's an excursion in the Arctic. Lots of hats, lots of jackets, lots of blankets tonight. I mean, it's one of those where you really got to love being here at Cushman Field tonight or love somebody on the field in order to be coming out to take this one in. This was not the pleasant weather evening that we were kind of hoping that this would turn out to be tonight. And, you know, it just kind of shows you the testament. We're down to 28 degrees right now, that the players will go through to play spring sports in North Dakota. I mean, if you're a trackster, you've been indoors for a while, but the practices have got to start moving out of doors rather quickly. Been a couple of big meets at the Fritz Pollard this year in Grand Forks. Teams from all over the state. Mustangs trying to pass through the midfield and getting this one loose to Gaffney, who gets a shot away. Big stop by Cruz again, and Cruz reaches back and gobbles up another loose ball. Holy cow, Kaylee Gaffney got one free on an offensive opportunity for West Fargo Sheyenne. Well, check that again to the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. And here you see Gaffney getting around some pressure, stepping back, finding a long-range strike, and another diving stop by Kiana Cruz as Red Rivers tried to keep some defensive pressure back. Kiana Cruz has been tested a couple of times tonight, and Cruz has done a really nice job of keeping Cheyenne from ever being able to get on the scoreboard tonight. It's been all about her in the second half of the matchup tonight. This one rolling into minute number 71. Riders leading 4-0, trying to kind of run the clock out on this one tonight after a first half where they got up to a big lead, and Cheyenne's been very aggressive coming out in the second half. They've been a team that's had much better offensive looks. Here they get another run up the field, trying to make a pass off towards the left. Ball's going to end up just rolling out of play. And we don't have a number 30 on our roster tonight for West Fargo Sheyenne, but that was the intended target. So we'll see West Fargo Sheyenne playing one in from the far boundary. And the Mustangs throw in. Ball deflected, comes loose back towards the boundary, and Cheyenne will lose that one beyond, I believe. Nope, it's going to be Cheyenne's ball. So Cheyenne will throw it again. And a play back out towards the left as the Mustangs again try to use that midfield that we talked about to take some control. Reagan Hodney weaving her way through some traffic for Red River. And on a run of the field, actually this is Taylor Hodney that's back in the game. She's got Reagan Hodney on her left. Hodney trying to come up. That one just picked right off her foot. Good defensive play by the Mustangs as Taylor Hodney finds Ava Bowen in her step, and Bowen just took it away. Pass to the left for Reagan Hodney. Hodney trying to step through some traffic again. This one deflected again. Rems holds it down. Back off high. We'll see London Flanagan step in. Touch up from Red River's Ella Bry as Red River tries to control the ball a little bit now. They haven't done a whole lot with ball control in the second half at all tonight. Perhaps haven't needed to, wanting to play back defensively. Engel King coming through the middle. She tries to work back to the left and got pushed down. Reagan Hodney is going to be called for that contact, and another free kick coming up here for the Mustangs. Clock down to 7.5 to go. We're in minute 73. Red River trying to run out a season opening win in the Eastern Dakota Conference, and their second of the season. Long range chance of the field has some flow. Kiana Cruz stepping into it, and Cruz will come up and make the play for Grand Forks Red River. Post-game report on the way. We'll take a look at the highlights in this one coming up in our post-game report, so stay with us for that as we continue along with our coverage. And again, we'd love to tell you where we're going to be next, but unfortunately, with the weather coming up that we're going to have this week, I would anticipate that most everything is going to kind of go by the wayside for the remainder of the week tonight, and Easter coming up, so maybe not a lot of things planned after Thursday anyway, and it doesn't look like Thursday is going to be a very hospitable day for anybody playing anything. Tomorrow or Wednesday will be tough days to try to get anything played. Another long-range pass up the field. The Mustangs really trying to stretch it out, and Kiana Cruz comes out of the area to come up, make a diving stop on another play. It's been about Kiana Cruz taking some plays away from West Fargo Sheyenne in the second half. Ball beyond the far boundary. And a throw in from West Fargo Sheyenne, defended loose again. Another throw in for the Mustangs. And another pick through some traffic. And a long-range chance just wide of Cruz. I think that was Tenley McMenemy that got free that time. It's across the field. We get at night. Sometimes we can't see who's over there. But I believe that was Tenley McMenemy that got that shot away for West Fargo Sheyenne. And she was able to pick exactly the angle that she needed. Got wide of a defender and then tried to widen out. And ends up just a bit off the spot that she needed to try to beat Kiana Cruz. Into minute 75. Red River leading 4-0 on the all-true scoreboard tonight. Giannopoulos trying to get free. And Giannopoulos with a run up the near sideline, leaves a defender behind, looks to make a play to the middle of the field. Did, and a great play coming back for Taylor Hodney, trying to open things up in front of her. She makes the pass on the right, trying to open things up for Maya Nicola. And a dive coming out for Haley Hoff, who will make the stop that time for West Fargo Sheyenne. And Hoff will drop kick it away. Roll back towards midfield. Reagan Hodney trying to step back to it. And sends it back for Adley Smart. That'll be lost beyond the far boundary. And the Mustangs will throw in once again. Big full moon off into the eastern sky tonight. Sometimes you see that when you're in the fall as well. You call it the harvest moon. I guess we'll not ready to plant yet, but we'll call it a planter's moon, right? The harvest moon when you get into that September or October time frame. You're out here for some football games and you start to know the season is changing. Here we'd like to know the season is changing, but with all the winter weather set to come in over the next few days, Mother Nature's got her hands on us one more time. And the bad news is that as I was looking through some of those long-range weather models, looked like there was more snow for our area the 6th, more snow for our area on the 9th. April's not opening up to be a great start of spring weather for us either. Ball played out to the middle of the field. Hodney taking a look at her options up the field, still continuing to move. Trying to make a pass, got through traffic. Taylor Hodney boots one in and scores. Reagan Hodney opening things up. Taylor Hodney comes across the field and closes on it. And Red River will get another goal. That will come in minute number 77 tonight.
Goal scored by the Rough Riders, number 6, Taylor Hodney.
And Taylor Hodney has the hat trick this evening as you take a look at it on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. You see Reagan Hodney just leaving this one up the middle, and Taylor Hodney's there, that closing speed again, and Hodney able to get free and has an opportunity to get in tight on the goal, and those two are going to combine for some big plays tonight. And Hodney with her third goal now in the 77th minute of the matchup makes it 5-0 in favor of Grand Forks Red Rivers. The Riders will get a free kick. That'll be 5 goals on the season now for Taylor Hodney. And you're talking about a player with a really bright future for Grand Forks Red River. They're going to love every minute they get from her on the soccer floor, or on the soccer field, I should say. Long range chance coming that time on the free kick, and Haley Hoff will come over and cover that up. And Hoff set to kick one away. Hop out in the middle of the field as Gaffney trying to catch up to it for Cheyenne. Makes a nice pass on the right. She's got a run coming up. And the Riders get a defender back. That's Cutterbud that will get it back and put it beyond the back line. So, again, the Mustangs able to open things up offensively. But, again, Red River gets their defense back and is able to cover as we play into minute 78. Clock continuing to run as free kick coming up here for Grand Forks Red River. Giannopoulos will head this back. Taylor Hodney the turn. Plays one up the middle of the field. Giannopoulos over to cut a ball off. And she'll turn up the field with it on the near side. Makes a pass towards the corner, trying to find Nicola. And the ball will roll down the near boundary and end up beyond the line. And we'll see Grand Forks Red River with a throw-in coming up. Brindley base flug over to throw it in. Sends one towards Taylor Hodney. Reagan Hodney will pick it up instead. She steps free of some pressure. Dribbles it back to Taylor Hodney, who gets through a few defenders again, tried to make a turn and make a pass off kind of the forehand, if you will, and ends up having that one deflect back out to the middle of the field. Gaffney is there trying to chase it down for the Mustangs. Now back to Daggett for Cheyenne. She comes back looking for McMenemy in the middle of the field, and McMenemy got an arm into the back of Giannopoulos. They'll play through it as we're in minute number 79. And a ball ends up beyond the far boundary where the Mustangs will have a throw-in. Well, a really, really strong start to the season for Red River. They get the win in non-league play against a Jamestown team that's pretty good. That's not a bad Jamestown West Region team. Score 5 goals in that matchup. They've got 5 here tonight. That's going to be 2 goals, 2 matches with 5 goals apiece to start the season. Again, this is a very offensively talented Grand Forks Red River team, and they've shown us that in the first 2 opportunities. As Giannopoulos now gets free and takes a chance, and Haley Hoff is there to make a play on a ground ball. As we're in minute number 80. Riders will improve to 2-0. They'll move to 1-0 in conference play. West Fargo Sheyenne will drop to 3-1. 0-1 though inside the league, as this one will go to Red River in rather strong fashion tonight. That first half was a strong first half for the Rough Riders, and they didn't run a ton of offense in the second half tonight, but as of late, as they've been running it, they've had some big opportunities again. And when their team is at full strength on the field, they've really, really got the opportunity to open things up against you. A ball goes out of play, and the final 10 seconds ticking off in this one. And the Eastern Dakota Conference season starts with a win for Grand Forks Red River. The Rough Riders will win it by a final score of 5-0 tonight over West Fargo Sheyenne. The Riders will improve to 4-0 on the season, and West Fargo Sheyenne will drop to 3-1. Correction, Red River improves to 2-0 on the season, and West Fargo Sheyenne will fall to 3-1. We're going to take a short break. Our post-game report is on the way. When we come back with that post-game report, we'll take a look at those highlights that we have for you tonight. So if you missed any of the action, stay with us. We'll recap it for you all in just a couple of moments here on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Radio.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company.
This is the KNOX Postgame Show, brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop and Spray Advantage.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school soccer tonight on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. KNOX Live Sports this evening as Red River opens up the season with a 5-0 win over West Fargo Sheyenne tonight in high school soccer. Our post-game report is brought to you tonight by Spray Advantage. Everything you need for spraying an application on your farm. Tips, tanks, nozzles, pumps, grain carts, and seed tenders. 2 locations to serve you. Grand Forks and St. Thomas tonight. And our post-game report is brought to you as well by the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure awaits. Hey, if it's time to start transitioning over to those winter, actually I should say rather summer type of sports, skis, if you're talking about skis for outdoors during the winter or summer, they've got you covered there. But a Trek bicycle, that's a great way to get yourself out and active again. Stop and see their great store that they have on South Washington. And the Trek bikes, they are the best. You're going to love them at the Ski and Bike Shop. Well, Taylor Hodney shows us what she can do tonight, with scoring 3 big goals, making a couple of huge plays, and Kiana Cruz down the stretch makes a couple of big stops tonight as Red River kind of puts their whole team on display here at various times tonight. Riders win this one by a score of 5-0 over West Fargo Sheyenne to start off the East Region season with a 1-0 mark. They're 2-0 overall. Cheyenne drops to 3-1 on the season and 0-1 inside the conference tonight. Let's take a look at our highlights that we had for you in this one tonight. And our highlights are brought to you by American Family Insurance. Tyler Nagel, your agent in Grand Forks. This one gets started this evening with Taylor Hodney. Reese Rems just getting her a ball from distance, and Hodney off of a deflection from Haley Hoff will score from distance. That made it 1-0 Red River in the 13th minute. Then in the 14th minute, it's a penalty kick after some contact, and Taylor Hodney will be called upon to do penalty kicking, and she sends one past. Not much of a reaction from Haley Hoff at that point. 2-0 in favor of Red River. Cheyenne gets an opportunity offensively. You'll see a good play coming from Gaffney, and this comes off the left with a chance, but Kiana Cruz comes away with the diving stop, and we'll see more of that from Cruz later. Then the Riders getting in set piece for him. This is a corner, and a flurry out in front of the net that leads to Michaela Peters putting one in just underneath the bar, and then a pretty goal near the end of the opening half. This one opens up and a great chance for Alexia Giannopoulos, splitting 2 defenders and then coming back across her body to score. Red River led by a score of 4-0 after 1. In the second, we'd see some chances against Cruz, and Kiana Cruz was good in the second half. Diving stop here to keep a ball in front, and then the Rider defense kicked away the deflection, but that was a close moment that time. And later, more of Kiana Cruz, the goalkeeper for Grand Forks Red River. Here's a chance that comes right down the middle, another diving stop, and then a loose ball that she goes to secure. And Red River wasn't quite done yet getting the ball to Taylor Hodney tonight. Taking a look at Reagan Hodney, and watch Taylor Hodney run through 2 defenders, trying to make a pass, closes traffic. The Taylor Hodney boots one in and scores. Grand Forks Red River's Taylor Hodney. Reagan Hodney, her third tonight, and Red River wins it by a score of 5-0 this evening. 5-0 for Red River, and that is a look at your highlights tonight, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Tyler Nagel, your agent in Grand Forks. Who Lit the Lamp is brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. They make the lamp and the light shine brighter. Taylor Hodney lit it tonight with 3 goals this evening in the 13th, 14th, and 77th minutes tonight. Huge night, the hat trick for her. We'll see also Michaela Peters coming up with a goal tonight as well. Michaela, rather, for Grand Forks Red River in the 25th minute, and Alexia Giannopoulos scoring in the 29th minute tonight as well for Red River. But Taylor Hodney with 3 goals. She lights it 3 times, and that's Who Lit the Lamp, brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. They make the lamp and the light shine brighter. Let's go to our post-game awards before we wrap things up for the evening here from Cushman Field. We'll start with our Player of the Game award. It's brought to you tonight by PS Garage Doors, where the PS stands for perfect service, and it's time for service on your garage door before the busy down and up type of season where you're bringing in the lawnmower, bringing in the boat, bringing in the camper, whatever it is that you're keeping. PS Garage Doors can service any make and model of garage door for you. And if it's time for a new one, they can show you a number of makes and models as well. PS Garage Doors, call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR, and it's got to be Taylor Hodney. Goals in the 13th, 14th, and 77th minutes tonight. And I mean, with the speed and the dynamic that she showed us tonight, she's clearly the Player of the Game award tonight winner. Brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Our finest cover of the game is brought to you by Finest Auto Trim. Big or small, they cover it all. Finest Auto Trim, specializing in vehicle and boat recovery, or seat recovery, I should say. If you've got a vehicle that needs new seat covering, or if you've got a boat, now's the time before the ice out happens and you're ready to take the boat out a bunch of times out there. Bring it to Finest Auto Trim so they can recover those boats and get them into tip-top shape so you're ready to go for the upcoming season. Finest Auto Trim, big or small, they cover it all. Well, I'll tell you what, Kiana Cruz didn't have to do a lot of work in the first half of this one tonight, but in the second half, she was tested on a couple of different occasions. And you start taking a look at some of the diving stops that she made. This is a great shot coming in from one of the goal scorers, Haley Gaffney, for West Fargo Cheyenne. Diving stop there made by Cruz. And, I mean, that's a great opportunity to win the finest cover of the game. And so Kiana Cruz of Grand Forks Red River, the finest auto trim, finest cover of the game award winner. And as always, we wrap up with our look at Northland Community and Technical College, bringing you our goals against hunger tonight. As Red River and our home team score goals, money is raised to fight hunger in our region. Northland Community and Technical College is where you can start your path towards that liberal arts degree that can give you so many career paths in this world, and you can do it for less right here in your own backyard at Northland Community and Technical College. Stop and see them, Northland Community and Technical College. With our goals against hunger tonight, Red River scores 5, and that means $5 raised to fight hunger, a donation from Northland Community and Technical College to the Pioneer Food Pantry in East Grand Forks. And that's going to do it for our coverage of high school soccer tonight, where the Riders win it by a score of 5-0 over West Fargo Cheyenne. Our broadcast schedule, we're going to have to wait and see what the weather's going to give us here over the next week or so, but we believe we're probably going to be out of games to do this week due to winter weather that's headed for our area. So we'll say happy Easter to all of you. Stay safe out there so that you can kind of keep yourself moving in the right direction if you're doing some traveling this upcoming weekend. And we will see you again next week with more coverage of baseball, softball, and soccer out there. But tonight, Red River wins the EDC opener by a score of 5-0 over West Fargo Cheyenne. For KNOX Live Sports, the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, I'm Ryan Cunningham. So long, everybody.